Hi everybody, I'm Knighted Fiasco, and today I'll be covering an individual with another disastrous username, Tyler Catastrophe. Wilbur Soot, a name you may recognize from 2020. Many may just know him as a Minecraft YouTuber, others know him as a musician, and Tyler Catastrophe knows him in a bunch of different ways. Well, that's what he would want you to believe. Tyler decided to go on and post to the internet that he was in love with Wilbur Soot, as far as even to say he would not date anyone else for Wilbur. And he has this bright plan to move to Brighton, which is where Wilbur lives, and has made a GoFundMe that has raised $16,000 so he can go live in Brighton. But he's not parasocial, guys. Actually, let's just roll the clip.
I have had a crush on Will Gold since 2019 when I heard him laugh in the background of someone else's video and it felt like life itself leaned in to listen. Which is really inconvenient for me because I am very much a one soul at a time kind of person, so once I develop a crush, virtually no one else stands a chance ever. And at the time, I had just broken off a terrible engagement to a guy who didn't even fucking like me. And since then, I have only briefly dated one other person, who was wonderful, but it didn't work out. And so in all of that time, regardless of how many people have tried and been interested in me, I have not been able to find the interest for any single one of them. Because I have a fucking crush on a guy I have interacted with once. And I don't even officially know his sexuality. That's a whole other thing. And I have tried so hard to move on from this, to let it go, because I want so badly for it not to cross over into parasocial territory. But in like the 7 minutes that we spoke to each other, one, every time we made eye contact, I thought my heart was gonna fucking burst out of my chest and fly away. Two, I was so nervous that my head just shut off and my mouth had a mind of its own. And anyone who knows me and has ever met me knows that I don't get nervous about people. What the hell was that? 3, he somehow managed to make me want to write music again, something I have not done since my last band broke up in 2019 and I got hit by a car and couldn't sing anymore. And I can sing again now. It took several years, but I got it back because I'm amazing. But how dare you pull my spark back out from underneath the ashes I spent years burying it under because it hurt too much to think about. In like 2 sentences. It's rude. And 4, he failed to take a selfie with me because he was operating on like iPhone settings and I have an Android and I accidentally called him adorable. And immediately wanted to swallow my fucking tongue. Because you don't flirt with people when they're working. That's rude. I paid to... I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And my point is, it's a whole thing that I would like to no longer have to deal with. And all of this is made worse because I have been recognized at every single concert I've been to in the past year and a half, including 2 of his. And I've been on the Lovejoy Nation podcast twice. So no matter how many times I try to sweep this under the rug and move on with my life, there's always that little thing in the back of my head saying, there's a non-zero chance. Oh my god. So basically, the way I see it, I finally say fuck it. I make this video. I say it all out loud to the ether that is the internet. Worst case scenario, he sees it. He says, hey, not for me. I move on with my life. It's fine. I'm an adult. Who cares? I'll take a no over uncertainty any day of the week. Neutral option, nothing happens. Oh well, I guess. Best case scenario... You know? Because honestly, it doesn't matter what I'm doing any day ever for the rest of my life. If he was like, hey, do you want to get dinner or something? I'd say yes. Obviously, I'm delusional. It's fine. But at this point, I'm just so over the not doing anything about the things that I want. You know? What's up with that? No one gets anywhere that way. So fuck it. I've said it out loud. What else is there to do at 9 p.m. on a... Is it Friday? I think it's Friday. Anyway. It is what it is, I guess. Okay, love you, bye. Also, I don't have a ring light. I have this flower lamp. It's very yellow, but yellow's my favorite color, so... A win is a win.
Wow, that's pretty parasocial there, pal. I'm not in love with him, except I fell in love with his laugh in the background of a video. Okay, buddy. I flirted with him at a fan meet and greet. Are we being serious right now? Tyler Catastrophe is also a small business owner who makes jewelry at... Oh my god, look at these prices. Oh. Well, I can directly comment on this. I'm an artist as well, and I would never ever charge these prices for mediocre art like this. Yikes, bro. While claiming to be talented with his hands, he also claims to be talented with his voice. Before the post where he blatantly says he's in love with Wilbur Soot, he gives an audition to Lovejoy. An unprompted one, by the way. And claims to be a semi-professional vocalist, but lost his voice due to getting hit by a car. I'm going to assume that this was a neck injury. I can also comment on this directly. I'm a classically trained singer. My dad was in 2 bands, my mummy was in choir, my brother did piano. I can sing. In my opinion, from my musical background, Tyler's voice is mediocre at best. I don't think it's anything that turns heads. I think at some parts he's pitchy. I think he needs to clearly warm up before he sings an entire Lovejoy song. So I'm gonna play. Actually, you know what? You're gonna get the clip.
Absolutely no idea if one of my favorite bands might want a second vocalist, but I do know I am crazy enough to ask. So hi, Lovejoy. Do you want a second vocalist? My name is Tyler Salona. I'm 26 years old. I live in Texas, but I'm trying to move to England anyway. I'm a massive extrovert. I've been performing since I was 10, and in 2019, I was actually a semi-professional vocalist, but then had to spend almost 5 years getting my voice back after losing it completely because someone hit me with their car. Through the sheer force of audacious determination, I now have my voice back and my vocal stamina. Which basically means that now that I can go back to music, not doing so makes everything else feel unfulfilling and sad. I figured I might as well shoot my shot. And I also play the trumpet, which is probably helpful. Anyway, here's Portrait of a Blank Slate. The whole thing. I hope you like it. I mean, you probably like it already, let's be honest. It is your song, but I also hope you like the parts that I'm gonna do. The singing part. You know. This is a long intro for TikTok, but we commit over here, so listen to it. It's amazing. I love this song. Shit. I feel like I'm gonna do the Macarena. Anyway. He told me that much and now he's dead. Told me to kill my indulgences with a sharp blow to the temple. Pick up the phone, call and do everything he says. I could take a plastic camera. We could make such a pretty picture. Oh.
Hey, but I don't know too much about this guy. Maybe his voice was spectacular before the injury. There's clearly a lot going on right now for him. But this audition is clearly showing a pattern of parasocialness and clearly wanting Wilbur Soot to notice him or give attention to him. You see, having a celebrity crush is a normal occurrence. It's a common occurrence, I would even say. But the plans of moving to Brighton, the plans of trying to join his band, the confession of how you fell in love with his laugh and how you flirted with him at a fan meet and greet. Yikes, bro. Not looking too good for you. It also doesn't help that Wilbur Soot has extreme allegations that Tyler has gone on to even open his big fat mouth about on how he believes Shelby to be a liar. You know what? I'm just going to let you hear it for yourself.
And then I'm going to follow it with however. And I know the second I say that word, a lot of people are going to tune me out, but I'm asking you so nicely to keep listening. Okay. Believe victims, believe survivors. However, as a victim myself, as a survivor myself, what we should be saying when we say those words is believe victims, believe survivors first. Because the unfortunate truth is that just because you would never lie about something so important does not mean that no one would. Because blindly believing people like me can still be a bad thing. I know I would never lie about that sort of thing, but I still know people who have admitted to making false allegations, who have bragged about making false allegations. I still have known people who said that they would if they knew that it would benefit them. And every single time I have been assaulted, every single time I have been abused, every single time that I have been in a situation where I needed someone to believe me, a vast majority of the people in my life chose not to. I know how it feels to not be believed. So if someone tells me that they have been through a similar situation to my own, I will always believe them first. But if it comes to a point where I cannot feel comfortable believing them, that is saying a lot. And I definitely do not make that decision lightly, ever. It does not matter how much I like the accused, it does not matter how attractive they are, it does not matter how successful or talented they are, I will always believe the alleged victim first. I loved All Time Low as a kid. I was in Onision forums for years, and when I heard about things they were doing behind the scenes, it did not matter how much I liked them. I was done. I was 100% on Amber Heard's side until I was given too many reasons not to be. But that is still not a decision that I made lightly. And I know that for every person who takes the time to understand what I'm saying, there's another one that won't. But I know that I personally have to use discernment in order to feel comfortable with the decisions I make. And even if I cannot personally feel comfortable trusting someone at their word, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. My decisions are made up of my experiences, just as yours are made up of yours. At the end of the day, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of victims and survivors that I believe wholeheartedly. And there are genuinely only 3 that I know of that I cannot feel comfortable believing. And if not feeling comfortable believing those 3 and everything they say makes people think that I am a horrible person, there's nothing I can do about that. But if there is one thing I can say, but I will never compromise my own moral compass just to make someone else feel better. Because my moral compass was forged in a fire that I hope no one else has to go through. So please, if you hear nothing else from this video, believe victims, believe survivors first. But please keep in mind that there are people who lie about that sort of thing, and it does irreparable harm to those of us that don't. And personally, I don't want to forgive the people who do. Okay, love you, bye.
Alrighty, if this is a statement of don't believe everything on the internet, I would understand the sentiment, but we all know why you said this and why you believe this. It's because you do not want to believe anything bad about that glorious man you idolize or have a big fat crush on. It's very hard to take any of your comments on this situation seriously, and even so, I do not think you have the right to comment on someone else's abuse story. Period. He's trying to come at this as a morally correct, in like a morally correct way, while it's still not right. Period. Shut up, bro. And we all know why, especially now that you said any of this. It's because you want this man to sink his teeth into you next. Well, just to let it be known, Tyler is not happy about people profiting and commenting on this situation. He's made his own response video. I'm gonna let y'all watch it, and then I'm gonna say some stuff about it because I think it's pretty bad.
Using AI to make slop of people I don't know kissing. You are. I'm not the one pretending to be related to someone just to spread lies. You are. I am not the one wishing death and torture and rape and worse on someone I do not know just because they said they had a crush. You are. And I am most certainly not the one using AI to try and convince people on the internet that someone I have never interacted with is a pedophile. That's 100% on you. I said that I thought a guy was hot and funny and interesting in a video where I was not strictly literal. And then I said that because I am confident and like myself, that maybe he would like me if he gave me a chance, if he was interested in men, because again, I don't know his sexuality. I do not care where he lives. I do not care who he's seeing. I do not care what he does for fun in his free time because it has no effect on my life. I have a physical type. He happens to be that type. I have very high standards. I do not want someone who does not meet that standard. That is all I fucking said. And right now, the only reason most of my videos are still up is because I do not want to give people more room to lie. Clearly, all of those videos have missed such a large mark. I don't know how we got here. I don't want to know. But at this point, I have spent my entire life overcoming things that most people would never even have to imagine. And I spent a ridiculously long time being just the scapegoat for everyone around me. So I know that there are people who have no interest in the truth, no matter how big it is. And I know that there are people who will post anything that gets views. Consequences be damned. I actually left the creator program months ago because I didn't like the incentive it gave to like trigger people and start rage bait, and it's stupid. I don't like it. So really the only thing I have to say to the people who are using my name to get views and make money in a way that is not true and is very deceptive, I hope you plan to donate every single cent that you have made off of misrepresenting my character and using my name for views. To the ACLU, to Planned Parenthood, to the people of Palestine or Lebanon or the Congo or Sudan, to Indigenous or Black Lives Matter charities. You have a lot of options because frankly, every other problem on Earth right now is bigger and more important than a guy who has a crush on another guy. And while it would be nice to have a little more money, because I have goals of my own to work towards, I want absolutely nothing to do with any of that money. And otherwise, I hope you end up regretting every single cent you have made off of misrepresenting me. Because I am a good person. I am kind, and I do not deserve any of this. I believe that other people are mostly good. I believe that people can change when they have motivation to do so. And I hope that you all learn from this in the future, because there's really nowhere else to go. I do not like being angry. And I am angry that I have been pushed to being angry. But I am angry. I'm angry for a lot of reasons. Angry to the point of tears, because I have so many worse problems than this, and somehow we are still here. My birthday is this month, and as of that day, I will have been in pain for 7.5 years. Even in my dreams, I am in pain, because someone hit me with their car at around 50 miles an hour, and I decided to keep living after it. I will be in pain for the rest of my life, and I have fought like hell to build a life that is worthy of that pain and worth going through it. And with everything else that I have chosen to survive, I don't think any of you deserve to make me regret that decision. So if you are only here hoping to see me crash and burn, go fuck yourself. And if you're here trying to see if what you've heard is true, it's not. You can look at everything I've said. I've left it all up. I stand by what I've said. Because even the worst thing they could find on me was me saying that they should think and consider carefully before allowing themselves to be used as an internet attack dog on behalf of people they do not know, because there will always be information you do not know. I stand by that 1000%. Not sorry. And to Will Gold, on the off chance that you see this, personally, kind of hope you haven't seen any of it, but to you, I am sorry, because clearly this has gone so fucking far, and I didn't intend any of it. This whole thing sucks, and I don't like it. But other than that, I have no other apologies, because I have nothing to apologize for. So yeah, that's where we are now. I will continue working towards my goals. I will continue focusing on my business and the things that I love. And other than that, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? Oh my, why does this matter to you? I don't even know how to end this video. Okay, bye. The flower lamp reappears. Fun times.
There's a couple more of these responses where he decides to bring up Congo, Palestine, etc., hoping the money that others make profiting off of making fun of him or giving him criticism goes to these countries. Tyler, you just can't take criticism. Tyler, you just can't admit that you're wrong. Tyler, you need to understand what you're saying is low-key off the walls, and you need to shut your big mouth. You're trying to lie and hide from the situation that you put yourself in. You decided to post the video online. It was clearly not satirical. And now you're trying to come out and say, like, I'm being harassed, nah. And to the people who are actually genuinely harassing Tyler, it's not cool, it's not funny, we should not lie about people, that's just gross and nasty. Using AI to make freaking photos of him kissing Wilbur, that's a waste of water. You're wasting water on a stupid thing. Come on, bro. That's not cool. I am not rocking with this. Lying about people is not okay. Saying he's a pedophile, making screenshots to show he's a predator is not funny. It's offensive to victims. Don't fucking do that. I do not agree with that sentiment. I don't think it's funny. I think it's nasty. And I find it very vile. I just want to let everybody know that I am 100% on Tyler's side when he's speaking about commentators. I really hate commentators, by the way. Just gotta be real with y'all. I hate them so much! But to be real, that's some people's main form of income, talking about situations that are happening online. Tyler fully consented to posting the video online. It's fair use to react to the video and make your own comment. The only reason he brought up those countries in need beforehand was to try and deflect, which isn't okay either. That's gross. I do believe we should be supporting those countries, and you should be donating money to those countries. But it doesn't deflect from Tyler deserving criticism either way. Tyler, get off of your high horse, wipe off the entitlement that's dripping off of your forehead, and maybe step off the internet for a while. It's very clear you need a break. You need a little bit of a hiatus. Well, thank you for listening, making it to the end. That means a lot to me. I am still recovering from a cold right now. You could probably tell from how I'm talking. If you liked my video, consider subscribing. Bye, guys.